What's up, YouTube? Miss Montana back with another video, and this is about the 80-20 rule. Sometimes in our relationships, things aren't always perfect, and relationships will never be perfect, and you won't always be happy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week within the relationship. Sometimes you're going to bump heads. Sometimes they're going to do some stuff that you don't like, and I mean, you either deal with it or not. It just all depends on if it's within that 80%. So the 80-20 rule is when you're looking for a relationship and you have a list of all the things that you desire in a relationship to make you feel like it's worth being in. So 80% of that is like the most important that you absolutely positively cannot do without. And 20% of that is stuff that you desire from a person, but if they don't have it, you can make do because no one's going to be 100% fitting your criteria. But if they at least 80% fit that criteria, then roll with them and always put it in the order of importance. So this 80% up here, this first 80% of the list, I definitely got to have. This 20% down here, I would like it, but if I don't get it, I'm okay. As long as you got the most important parts of this 80%. These characteristics right here, we can work something out. So sometimes when our mate doesn't do certain little things here and there, it may be something from the 80%, it may be something from the 20% part, but percentage wise, no matter where it falls on the list, if they're lacking in that, and you may see somebody or come across somebody or be involved with somebody or talk to somebody who provides you that little percentage that your current mate is missing, sometimes that little small percentage that they have that your mate don't have looks like it's so much just because you're not getting it at home at that moment, or they can't provide it for you, or they're just not doing it or whatever. So you're going to gravitate toward this person who's providing you this small percentage of what you're not getting at home, but you sometimes fail to remember the big picture. They may have this, but your mate got this. It's just at this moment, they're not providing you this. So a lot of people would throw away a whole relationship where they're getting most of their needs met, and it's really not that fucking bad compared to a lot of people's relationships out here. It ain't perfect. None of it. Nobody's relationship is perfect. But you can't let that little percentage that this person over here is giving you make you throw away everything you got over here, because at the end of the day, you may realize you may mess this whole relationship up over somebody who's providing you something that your mate isn't, and then you get over here with this person, and then you see the rest of the percentage of what they're bringing to the table, and you're just like, I let all this go because they was missing this to get the person that was giving me that, but I got to deal with all this extra shit. Was it worth it? Sometimes you got to bite the bullet on certain things and just realize people are not perfect. People aren't what we want them to be. I wish we can be puppet masters and tie strings to people, make them do and act and say what we want them to so they can appease us and make us happy, but it's not like that. Relationships are full of compromise and full of sacrifice and understanding, and it's hard work. And well, as long as you got a mate that's worth it and somebody that you're really attracted to and you're really happy most of the time with, then the work ain't, you can do the work with a smile on your face, basically. But you always have to work at your relationship, and you can't look at the smaller picture. You always got to look at the bigger picture. You always got to think back on past relationships and shit that people did that you hated, and the reason why you left them, or the reason why you don't miss them, or characteristics about them that you don't ever want back. You got to realize what you got now is way better than that. You're not getting those same problems that you were getting from past relationships, and you have to appreciate that. Even if they're not 100% perfect and they may be lacking in certain things, you still have to look at the overall picture. You got to deal with this person's shit. The little bit of shit that they're giving you, or the little bit of shit that they're not being able to provide for you. Think of all the other shit that they're able to provide for you, how they make you feel, if they make you happy, things like that. Because regardless if you're going to deal with this person who's lacking something and not just giving you everything you need, you're going to deal with that in every relationship. Everybody's going to come up short of your list 100%. Everybody's going to come up short. No one's going to have every fucking thing. So if you got somebody that's giving you most of what you need, and it's making you happy, and sometimes here and there, or maybe just in general, they're not providing something that you need, a small percentage, but they do so much other stuff, work with that relationship, build that relationship, nurture that relationship. And I mean, you just can't forget that everybody gonna come up short. So if you leave this relationship because of this little thing, this percentage that is, you know, that you're not getting over here, you're going to have to deal with somebody else coming up short. And if you don't want to deal with them, you dump them, you go to somebody else, you have to deal with somebody else coming up short. And it's probably going to be in all different areas, but people come up short. They're not perfect. You pick the best person out the bunch, and you deal with it, and you work with it, and you just make sure you're happy most of the time. Make sure you're laughing and lovey-dovey and just, you know, enjoying the relationship and not arguing and all this other crap. Focus on what's really, really important, because in the long run, you need a teammate, you need a life partner, you know what I'm saying? You want somebody there that you can tolerate, that you can deal with for years and years to come, even though they have some shortcomings, but you still want to be able to still be happy in general in the relationship. So don't throw away that 80% for that 20% that's looking good right now. All right, you guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Love some.